couple of months ago, I was talking to a friend of mine saying, yeah, we got the first episode of a documentary now on the history of Western astrology under wraps. It's ready to go. And we're close to getting the first 2 or 3 episodes ready as well. And they just happened to say, friend of mine who's got a hotel in London, they got a cinema in that hotel. I went, have they? So I went to have a look at it. And I thought, blimey, this is good. We'll use this. Right, okay. So I negotiated the deal. And then I thought, why stop there? Why stop there? So I had a chat with my friend Alex Trenoweth. And about 6 weeks ago, me and her did a wonderful little mini shifts happen thing. And there was only about 35 people in the audience. And yeah, I took a financial hammering on it. But it was great. So we said, let's do this again. And this time, let's market it properly. So from here on, if you're not interested in the marketing I'm about to spiel, then just switch off, because this is basically a marketing video. And for those of you that just want constant free astrology, that's my channel. And just for once, I'm just going to talk about me for a little bit. Okay. But I'll be back with the astrology tomorrow. So a number of you I could just feel switching off already. But those of you who are interested, on Monday night, we're doing a microcosm, so mini shifts happen to. We have sold out, or we're down to the last 10 in-person tickets. So, by the end of play tonight, we'll have sold out. So it's going to be, from tomorrow, it's going to be streaming tickets only, and we will stop selling all streaming tickets in about 96 hours from now, about 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon UK time. But you're not going to see a gig like this again in your lifetime. Not at least not in the centre of London. Right in the middle of Soho and Carnaby Street. Rick Levine. Quote. Although Saturn and Neptune only come together every 36 to 37 years, their upcoming conjunction in February 26 is unlike any other. Join Rick on a cosmic roller coaster as he unravels our understanding of time, space, and consciousness. Explore the impact of AI, artificial intelligence, AR, augmented reality, and even ET, let alone ASI, from a radical astrological perspective. How does technology influence Neptune's power to dissolve Saturn's boundaries? And how can Saturn help us restructure our perception of reality? What, if any, is the message of 3i Atlas? What is the future of consciousness? And most importantly, what is real in this ever-changing world? So Rick's been doing astrology since 1976. He's known worldwide for his insight, his humour and depth. And his guiding philosophy is that astrology is a tool for empowerment, understanding and creativity. Alex Trenoweth is going to be talking on monsters. And she's actually going to be looking at the monstrous, what she calls the monstrous degree, 9 degrees of Gemini. And she's looking at how the discovery of Uranus in 1781 shattered the old world order and sparked a new age of innovation, rebellion and scientific daring. And by looking at Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, she explores the astrological symbolism of creation, transgression, and humanity's quest to master nature itself. And as Uranus approaches 9 degrees of Gemini, the hot point of war in various charts for America, she'll have a look at new awakenings and what disruptions await under this electrifying influence. Alex she's a teacher, and she bridges astrology, history and child development. She's a lifelong teacher and a lifelong astrological student. And she explores how planetary cycles help shape learning, creativity and tell civilization's collective story. And then there's also this guy on called Steve Judd. Now, he was going to be talking about the 5 conjunctions of Mercury and Mars over 5 different signs over 6 months. That's happening for the first time in modern history. But I've got something else I want to talk about now, because I've been working a great deal in this last week with ideas of the sacred geometry of the solar system. And I'm going to be showing how resonances and ratios of planets, distances, orbits, and aspect patterns with each other point to such a degree of exactness that it suggests that the position of the planets in the sky and their orbital rotational periods are not random. And I will show a couple of examples of basically 99.999 perfection, as well as a number of other examples of aspect correctness that is accurate to more than 99.9%. We're talking 10,000 miles over a quarter of a billion. And in one case, we're talking about 200 yards over a quarter of a million miles. So yes, I'll be talking about that. Now, I'll just quote what I wrote about myself. I picked up my first ephemeris in 1977, and I've done about 30,000 astrological readings since then. And I've got a sharp diagnostic style, or as I call it, abnormal astrology. And the idea is to empower other people to empower themselves, to catalyse others into empowering themselves, because then they don't get addicted to you and they go out and they catalyse other people, and then the world becomes a better place. Now, there's a few streaming tickets left for this, and there's about 30 seats left on the streaming. We will open up to more. We'll try and keep the prices as low as we can. And the link to all of this is underneath this. And then after next Monday, when we've finished with that, I'm going to be punting the Amadown conference that I'm doing with Penny Thornton. And that's not happening until the end of March, start of April. But that is already more than half sold out. There's still about 15 rooms at the accommodation level left, and we'll be able to accommodate another 20, 25 people on top of that in terms of non-residential attendance. So yeah, we're over half sold for the entire event. But yeah, again, the link to that is underneath this. And then we will be making an announcement about the big shifts happen soon. And yes, the documentary is beginning to pick up again after a few months of hiatus. So yeah, keep watching the space. There's going to be more and more information over the coming weeks. And to those of you who are coming on Monday, especially those of you who came last time, Monday's going to be a cracker. It's going to be a one-time big event for astrology in London. Okay, catch you later, world. Thanks for bearing with me. Bye.